let's go and see if we can't have a look at him. Ooh, yes, here he is. Senzo, he's coming to see us. That is a massive, massive animal. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, you're coming towards us, are you? We are going to go into the tent, so don't get angry. He's not a small fellow. Possibly not going to take too much of a chance and hope that he thinks the tent is in fact solid, which it in fact is not, of course. It is very gorgeous. It's also slightly terrifying. I'm putting on what's known as a brave face. I think let's just see what he does. He's almost certainly going to just walk past us. And if we do back into the tent, he won't try and come in after us. So we'll just stand here. Since what we'll do is just back away slowly underneath the shelter here. And I think that will make him stop. Because now we look part of something a bit bigger. There we go. Now this is much bigger than the elephant bull we saw on foot this morning. This is a good 40-year-old animal. And he's now standing not more than 10 meters from us, that's 30 feet, attended by a fork-tailed drongo. This is quite special, isn't it, Senzo? I'm just going to keep my eye on the elephant, if it's all the same to you. That sort of swishing noise you can hear is my hat touching the roof of the tent. Now, if we didn't have this tent, we wouldn't be standing here. We'd have moved away. But because elephants do tend to see the tents as sort of, I don't know, I mean, can they see them as solid? I suppose they do see them as solid. You can be pretty safe in a tent in just about any African wilderness area. Certainly from elephants. Mary, you say he's a friendly elephant. Well, certainly at the moment he seems quite friendly. But interestingly how he arrested his movement almost entirely as we stepped under here. Isn't that wonderful? Clearing away the debris. Blowing away the soil. Kicking the soil up. This is magic. This is just magic. No, Ben and Tesla, I'm not worried he'll attack the tent. If I was worried about that, I'd be sitting on Jerry's lap in the final control. I think we're fine here. I have no desire to take any risks whatsoever. This is just magical. To be this close to an elephant on foot is very, very special. Just hear a hornbill calling in the background maybe. And he's still going for the roots of the tree despite the fact that the tree is now producing the odd green shoot. Well, Tom, if this elephant comes too much closer, we'll find out fairly soon who can run faster, James or Senzo. Senzo, of course, is about 10 years my junior, so I suspect it's probably Senzo who can run faster. I might try and trip him up, though, as we go. I really don't think we're in any danger. I mean, if we stepped out from under the cover of the tent, he'd probably get upset, but he's not showing any signs of distress at our presence. He can definitely see us. And there's no ways he can't hear me talking either. He's absolutely destroying that tree. And believe it or not, that was unlikely to kill the tree. If sufficient numbers of elephants did that to the same tree, it might die. And many of you feeling awed by this fellow, well, I'm feeling very awed by him as well. I don't think we should go anywhere from here. I think we should just stay right with him. and see if he goes away, or when he goes away, and if he comes past us and gives us another look. He's paying us no attention whatsoever. And the strength of that wood is quite something. Paula, their hearing is excellent, so he can definitely hear me talking quietly. I do find that elephants react to our voices, to the tone of our voices, to the volume of our voices, and that's why I'm talking in this kind of what I would consider, you might not, but what I would consider relatively soothing tone. Look at his feet. Well, yes, Roshni, I'm very glad it's the tree he's destroying. I'm assuming you mean as opposed to the tent or the easel on which I was drawing, or perhaps my good self. He's digging an enormous hole next to this red bush willow. It's not a red bush willow, I actually think it's a silver cluster leaf that I used to climb. Or is it a bush willow? I can't see from here. It's a bush willow. Right, let's see where he goes. No, he's still going to dig a bit. There we go. Let's watch him now. Prajesh, yes, elephants have teeth. They've got two very big ones sticking out the front of their mouths. Those are teeth. Those are tusks. And they are, in fact, elephant teeth. And then they've got molars inside their mouths, big kind of plate-like molars. And they get 6 sets of molars during the course of their lives. And when those molars run out or wear down, then they will eventually starve to death, of course. Now, this particular chap is probably, I'd say, about 40 years old, and I think he's probably onto his 4th set of teeth. See, he's just going to walk past us. He's going to give Senzo a bit of a look. Oh, this is just magic. He's now come slightly close. He's probably about 8 meters from us now. He's massive. This is a massive, massive, massive animal. Senzo's just shaking his head at how amazed he is by the size of this animal. No, Jerry, don't worry. The stingless bees, George and Sarah, are absolutely fine, I think. Ooh, no, they're not. They're quite close to him. Look at this. This is bush clearing. This is natural bush clearing. That's why elephants are so completely necessary. Keep going, fellow. I didn't like that bush. It was a bit scraggly. Home improvements, tent improvements by the elephants. I'm almost feel like walking up to him to show you how big he is compared with me. Basically, I would come up to just under his, where would it be? Just under his elbow, basically. I could almost walk under his body, where his front legs join his stomach, under his chest. I could almost walk under there without ducking. So he's probably about twice my height. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm 5'8", so I mean he's probably, yeah, he must be almost between 11.5 and 12 feet tall. That is pretty impressive. Maybe 11 feet, maybe not quite as tall, twice as tall. This is just magic. You're right, Senzo. I'm just checking with Senzo that his biceps aren't giving up, because, of course, to be on air for a long time as a bushwalk cameraman is difficult. But Senzo's been working out his biceps, as I told you the other day, so there shouldn't be a problem here. Now, I know this elephant isn't a major character of ours, but he's a major character of this particular show, and we must always use what surprises the wilderness throws at us. Yes, Lorena, the lashes are gorgeous. The trunk is gorgeous. The size is absolutely astounding. Look at the hair on the back of his tail. This is very special, everyone. We don't get an elephant experience like this often. I've had 2 magical elephant experiences today. One with a young bull, and now this old fellow. I think he was around yesterday afternoon, actually. I think we viewed him with the trainees for a while. Magic. Just chewing on his stick. Obviously likes the roots. Thinks there's a bit of moisture there, I'm sure. A bit of storage of nutrition. Yes, Giraffe Girl, thank you. Senzo is nodding his head in great appreciation for your compliment to his camera work. Quite interestingly, Senzo is in fact very well dressed this afternoon. His dreadlocks are tied up in a very neat bun on the side of his head, which is quite amusing. A lot of people asking the elephant now to throw that bunch of sticks at us. I don't think he'll do that. He's now about, I'm going to say 6 meters from us, so about 20 feet. Completely calm, which is why I'm talking in this calm fashion. Or 3 elephant bones in our little collection there on the ground, and I was wondering if he might walk up to them and check, or if he'd be able to recognize one as an elephant bone. I'm not sure he'd recognize the difference between elephant and giraffe bones. I don't think he would. And unfortunately, George and Sarah are in that skull, the giraffe skull, on the floor over there. Those are our stingless bees. You saw him look up there as I walked to the front of the little overhang here. I didn't go out. I'm just going to move back slightly so that he doesn't think I'm trying to get at him. And I'm not sure if you can see the drongo as well, which is flying around just in front of him. This is so magical. People sometimes say to me, "Are you not tired of living in the bush? Do you not want to come back to the city and, lead a normal life?" And, well, I guess the answer is no when you can have experiences like this. Mario, that's a great idea. I should give the elephant a pen for some art. I don't think I'm going to, just simply because, the pens we have aren't very nice colours. And I know elephants like to draw in colour. Oh my goodness, look at that. Tuesday afternoon, not sat in the traffic, sitting with an elephant 20 feet from me. It's a Monday, sorry. Picking out the bits he doesn't want. Mkai, you could never get tired of this. If you did get tired of something like this, well, it'd probably be time to move back to the city. Definitely likes the roots of whatever that tree was. I think it's a gruvia, one of the raisin bushes. I just heard some alarm calling birds behind us as well, and wondered if Hosanna wasn't coming this way. That would be quite something. Hosanna and elephant in one sighting. Very patient eating. Yes, Byron, Mondays are just the worst. course, this will present something of a challenge when we come to cleaning up the tent and putting everything back inside, because we will have to emerge from it. But I think by then he'll have wandered off, possibly towards where Hosanna is. Apparently Hosanna is, in fact, still fast asleep where he's been all afternoon. Alright, let's take a quick look at Hosanna. We won't go anywhere from this elephant. Well, we can't.
You can see now that Tingana is still lying down. Unfortunately,